Hello, loves. Welcome back to WitchyMarlaina's Ghost Adventures. I am your host, WitchyMarlaina, and today, of course, we're going back into this book. 50 States and 500 Scariest Places to Visit. And today's state is my current home state, Texas. Everything is bigger and brighter in Texas, right? Especially in the heart of it. And that's where we're going. We're going to Texas state capital, Austin, Texas. And we're going to visit this guy. This is the Driskill Hotel in Austin, Texas. Look how beautiful that is. This place has seen the top of Yelp's top 15 haunted Texas hotels for at least 2 years in a row. Now, backstory. The Driskill Hotel was a brainchild of this cattle baron named Colonel Jessie Driskill. And he purchased this land in 1884 for $7,500. In December of 1886, this beautiful hotel had a grand opening, and not even 2 weeks later, there was an inaugural ball for the governor in this hotel. So it started off very swanky. The who's of who of Texas loves the Driskill. Driskill passed away in 1890, and this hotel has been passed through many owners, and today Hyatt Hotels and Resorts owns it and has owned it since 2013. I talk about Driskill because he's the first apparition I'm going to talk about. Now, the Colonel was very, he liked gambling, drinking, women, and cigars. Any typical man of the 1800s, right? His apparition has been seen in the Grand Lobby. He has also been touching women, grazing them, not necessarily hurting them, but just kind of caressing them. And visitors and staff alike have smelt cigar smoke in random places of the hotel, even though it has been smoke-free for over several years. All right, Colonel, your presence is known. Ladies and gents, all feel you, that's for sure. The second ghost story I'm going to talk about is during that inaugural ball, Senator Houston's daughter, Samantha, was 4 years old, and she snuck out after her mother put her to bed and had her rubber ball and was bouncing it down the hallway near the grand staircase. Tragedy struck, and Samantha tumbled down the stairs to her death. To this day, near the grand staircase, visitors and guests alike have seen the little apparition of a girl giggling and heard a bouncing ball close to the top of the stairs. Now, talking about Samantha Houston, after she passed, her father commissioned a painting, kind of almost like those death paintings, to commemorate Samantha, and it is actually hanging in the Driskill at this moment on the 5th floor. It is beautiful, a beautiful little girl, blonde hair, holding a bouquet of flowers in one hand and a love letter in the next. When people pass this, they feel the eyes of the little girl on them, and then they also feel like a sense of dread following them after they pass this painting. So is she kind of still watching through the eyes of the painting of her face? I don't know. I think she's still playing on the ball at the top of the staircase. I don't know if she's actually haunting this painting, but that's what they say. The next round of stories all happen in room 525. Now, 525 has had two brides commit suicide in there, in the bathroom of this room. The first one, her fiance or groom left her the day before the wedding. They were supposed to have the wedding in the grand ballroom of the Driskill, and she hung herself from the shower rod. And then in the early 90s, when it comes to this story, some people say that this happened 20 years in between these two. Some people say that this is a Victorian lady who killed herself the first go round, and then in the 1990s another one did. So I'm getting conflicting information, so if anybody out there can kind of clear this up for me. First, I'm thinking it's early 1900s versus late 1900s, and then I'm hearing that's 20 years apart. So, but the second one was in the late 1990s, and she was on her honeymoon, went shopping, was told that she had a pistol on her, and shot herself in the bathtub. People have claimed to hear wailing, crying, doors opening and closing, seeing an apparition holding either the pistol or bags of shopping, going to room 525 and then stop and going right through the door. The water faucets in the bathroom turn on by themselves in the middle of the night. And it's just a little unsettling. So I would recommend anybody who is getting married or recently or got married, do not go to the Driskill. Please don't. There's also another room. It's 429. This is another lady who committed suicide in this building. I don't know if it's the air or if it's because of the legends that people are drawn to this place to do these things, but I don't know. But doors opening and shut for her, and they hear on the 4th floor loud women's crying, and nobody can find the source of it. The last person I'm going to talk to you about is a famous one. Lyndon B. Johnson, he was one of our former presidents of the United States, was born and raised in Texas, and met Lady Bird Johnson on their first date at the Driskill in September of 1934. He fell in love with this place and was there constantly, to the point where when he was reelected in 1964, he was staying at the Driskill at his presidential suite when he heard the news. And after he heard the news that he was president again, they had a grand ball downstairs, everybody having a great time. And to this day, his presidential suite is still the presidential suite, and you can stay there for $600 a night, which I'm like, oh. And people in the ballroom have seen reflections of Lyndon B. Johnson and Lady Bird dancing through the mirrors that line the walls. See, there's happy ghosts too, right? Thank you so much for joining me on my ghost adventures. Texas is chock full of fabulous ghost stories, but I figured if I went to Tennessee State Capitol last week, I should go to Texas State Capitol this week. And plus, I have talked a lot about Texas. If you see my previous stuff, I've talked about San Antonio, I've talked about Galveston, I've talked about Amarillo, I've talked about all these places, but the Driskill Hotel in Austin, Texas is the #1 most haunted hotel in Texas. Check it out. Thank you so much for joining me on my ghost adventures. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.